Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer, the Nintendo Direct. Will they announce Metro Prime 4? Guys, I don't know what's going on in video games. I do know about this because I listen to Newswave in the morning, right? That's about all I can get before I get to work. I am coming into work now an hour earlier. Holy crap, guys. Am I pressed for time these days? I get up at 4:30 in the morning, and let me tell you, I'm coming into work earlier. It means I have to grab coffee on the go, and it's a grind. Let's just say it's a grind. But what do you think of Nintendo? When I say the word Nintendo, and you think about video games, what do you think about? You know, everything that Nintendo represents, you could see here on the issue with Metro Prime 4. And what do I mean? Well, this company scrapped this game. It was starting, they were being worked on, right? The game was being worked on, and they scrapped it because they didn't feel it was up to their standards. That is Nintendo. Nintendo has their own IPs. They're not in a rush. Nintendo is not in a rush to put out these games. If it was any other company, I mean, you guys think about it. How many companies out there would rush to put out a crappy game out there just to get a payday because they know that, you know, the true fans of the franchise will go out and buy it, and if it's no good, they'll just tell them, hey, we'll catch you next time. Right? They really want to take care of their brand. Do they miss here and there? Yes, of course they do. For the most part, they uphold their principles. You know, there's three things that you have to look at when you look at your products. These are basic business principles, right? You have quality, you have time, and price. And you can only choose two, right? You get to pick two. Do you want it fast? Yes. Do you want quality too? Yes. Then you have to give me the price, right? You have to give me the price that I'm asking for. All right? Do you want a good price? Yes. Do you want quality? Yes. Then you got to give me the time. You got to give me a long period of time so I can work on it, and my costs aren't so high, so I can give you a quality product that is fairly priced. Right? Out of those three things, you can only pick two, and Nintendo always picks quality and gives people time, for the most part. Whenever they do that, they come out with a decent product. Now, let me say this. This has been their brand since the early 80s. What was it? Nintendo's seal of quality. From the very beginning. From the very beginning, because they knew what had happened to the market back then. And they're able to hold those standards still today because, right? Because they have these IPs. That's the luxury you have when you own your own IPs. Microsoft is doing that now, you know, with all the studios that they bought and what have you. When you own your own products, when you own your own intellectual properties, you're able to produce them at the rate that you want, at the time that you want, release them at the time that you want, and you don't have to worry about, you know, pressure deadlines, this and that and the other. Nintendo could be working on multiple games at the same time and release them as they see fit to whatever their business model is. So even if there's a lag, let's say on the third-party releases on their console, they're still able to put out something that they're proud of, you know, quote unquote, in whatever time frame they want. And when it comes to Metroid, what they did is they chose quality and gave people the time. They're going to build the best game possible. I mean, at least I hope we have a reveal of it here in the Direct. But you have to pick your poison. Do you make it a release title for the next console, for the Switch 2 or whatever it's going to be called? Or do you make it, I don't know, a hybrid title? Like we did with Breath of the Wild. Let me tell you, Breath of the Wild on the Wii U is the only way to play it for me. With that pad, adds a different dimension. I love that game on the Wii U. I love consoles that, you know, didn't succeed but are quality. There's TurboGrafx, Saturn, the Wii U. That's my kind of thing right there, right? But this is what has sustained Nintendo for such a long time. Quality and care. Quality most of all, because that really has gotten them out of trouble. I think the least, right, my least favorite console for me of Nintendo is the Switch. Just because I don't find the machine itself to be of great quality. You know, to me, the Switch is kind of flimsy, right? Nothing to do with a Super Nintendo, for example, that to this day, guys, my original Super Nintendo still works. That thing is a tank. That thing is a tank, let me tell you. Very happy with it. The same for my Sega, by the way. My Sega still works. I can't believe it. My Sega is as old as my adult son. I have consoles that are older than my kids that still work. Jeez. And my kids are in their 30s, right? Not the baby, of course, you know, but the older ones. And that's something that we don't see today, right? That's something that we don't see in the market today, and that's why it makes Nintendo different than other companies. In the long run, quality will take you a long ways, man. That reputation of quality. Because when I talk to you about Nintendo, right, or if I was to ask, more or less, if I was to ask the general public out there, not, you know, hardcore gamers, as Tommy used to say, right, but just the general public, when they think of Nintendo, what do they think of? They think of Mario. They think of family-friendly games. They think of their youth, right? So if you're going to buy your kid a video game, what are you going to buy? In Spanish, it's a Nintendo. It doesn't matter what video game moms are thinking about. The only thing they think about is Nintendo. They call the Xbox a Nintendo. They call the PlayStation a Nintendo. They call any video game a Nintendo. In most of the world, the Nintendo brand is like Coca-Cola. When you say soda or soda pop, wherever you are in the world, you say, I want a Coke. You don't say, I want a cola. You don't say, you know, you are very brand specific on what you want. This is how far Nintendo has transcended, and this is what makes them different than their competition. You can only pick two. Remember that. You have price, you have quality, and you have time. You can only pick two. If you ever have the luxury to pick quality and time, do those, because that will always get you a good price. All right, humans, that was a little business talk along with some views on why Nintendo is successful in the long run. Guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care.